going on, guys? First of all, just want to say thank you for watching and making it this far in the video. Second of all, if you are interested at all, I'm going to be uploading kind of a much more detailed tutorial style video on how I built this Swingout. So if you are interested in that at all, be sure to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thirdly, I'm also going to be building a similar setup for my 3rd gen 4Runner. I made this one kind of as simple as I could make it. You know, a simple piece of tubing, super straightforward, simple tire carrier. This truck here is kind of my daily driver work truck, I call it, and the 4Runner is more my dedicated camping overland rig. So it's going to be a lot more elaborate. The bumper is going to be a lot less simple. And the Swingout's going to have a tire carrier, jerry can carrier, and a drop down table that I'm going to incorporate into my outdoor kitchen. So if you're interested in watching that build in the future, also be sure to subscribe. I wanted to give you guys kind of a final look on how this all turned out. Here I've got a 2,000 pound latch. That's my primary latch. Over here I've got a secondary latch that has a couple of positions for it to lock into. Here I've got one position, and that's fully open. I've got one more here. So yeah, that is the Swingout. I appreciate you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.